going to be jumping into the river. So they drain this part of the river about every 3 years. The last time they drained it, they found over 1,000 cell phones at the bottom. So if you average that out over a 3-year time period, that's about 1 cell phone per day that somebody lost in this river. All right, here on my right-hand side, if y'all look above the tree line, you'll see a very tall church steeple. That is known as St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Founded in the year 1868 by a German community that wanted a place of worship in their native language. The stained glass windows from inside that church were all purchased from a glass factory in Munich, Germany in the year 1903 for a sum of just $3,000. They practice their heritage to this day by once a month having an all-male choir known as Liederkranz perform in German. If you guys look above this Alamo Street Bridge and here to my right-hand side, you'll see a 65-foot tall red sculpture. That is known as the Torch of Friendship, which is a gift from Mexico in the year 2002. It is said to symbolize the friendship between the two countries of the United States and Mexico, and them running together.
The Selena art. Really?
Yeah, is there a reason why they're calling that?
No, I think it's because there's multiple boats. The waves kind of This is where I wanted to walk.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of like little stores.
Here on my right-hand side, this is another one of our boat locations. This one is known as Historia. And here on my left-hand side, this very large hotel building that looks like a bunch of boxes stacked on top of each other. This is the Hilton Palacio del Rio, or the Palace on the River. Built in the year 1967, just before the 68 World's Fair. Engineer H.B. Zachary was given a 9-month time frame to have this hotel completed, in which they got done in just 202 working days. What they did was they built these first 4 floors. Then from the 5th floor and up, so where the rooms kind of start to poke out, that was all done by a method known as modular construction, meaning all of those rooms were built off-site, individually as boxes. They were all brought in fully furnished on flatbed trailers, and once they got here, lifted up with a giant crane and placed them one by one on each level, like a giant Lego set. Here on my left-hand side, we have the historic La Villita, or the Little Village. Back in the year 1722, this was a settlement area for Spanish soldiers stationed at San Antonio de Valero, also known as the Alamo. Today it contains many different restaurants and cool little shops. And usually at night in this area, they have some pretty good live music. Next up, we have the Arneson River Theater, which is an 800-person open-air venue built in the year 1941. They host different concerts and shows here all throughout the year. Usually 2 or 3 times a week they have something going on here at the Arneson. Here on my left-hand side, this will be packed with people. There will be some sort of show going on here on my right-hand side on the stage. You might also recognize this stage from the 2000 movie starring Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality. And yes, that stage right there is where the bikini contest scene from that movie took place. World peace. Coming up here on my right-hand side, where y'all see this sculpture of these cows and cowboys. That sits just outside of the Briscoe Western Art Museum, which opened in October of 2013. Some highlights from inside the Briscoe include an interactive diorama of the Alamo conflict, General Santa Anna's ceremonial sword, and Pancho Villa's last known saddle. That building the Briscoe resides in was originally the San Antonio Public Library from the years 1930 to 1968. And from 1968 to 2001, that building was home to the Hertzberg Circus Museum. This Presa Street Bridge we're about to go underneath here, this is one of only 10 iron bridges here in the United States. And please everybody, I ask that you watch your heads as we go under this bridge, as it is very low hanging, and I do not want to hand out any free haircuts today. Got me last week, you know, tell? Finally starting to grow back. Alright, this sculpture coming up here on my right hand side, this is known as Father Massenet's Table, built in the year 1991 by local artist Rolando Briceño. It is commemorating the first Catholic Mass celebrated on this part of the river on June 13th, 1691. This heart-shaped island it sits on is known as Marriage Island. Marriage Island is said to bring good luck to anyone who is married here. One of my buddies has been married here 6 times. He never stops running out of luck. I'm just kidding, but it's estimated that about 300 wedding ceremonies take place on Marriage Island each year. Alright, this part of the river we're going through here is known as Old Mill Crossing, which is a popular crossing spot back in the 1800s. Because the river was shallow in this area, it was frequently crossed by Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders in the 1890s. Straight ahead, that building back there with the green roof that kind of looks like a church, well, I wouldn't want to do any confessing in there, because that is the Bexar County Courthouse, which is the oldest and largest continuously operated courthouse in the state of Texas. It opened its doors in the year 1897. Here on my left-hand side, this very large building, if you look all the way up to the top, you'll see an American flag up there. This is known as the Tower Life Building, built in the year 1929 at a cost of $3 million. The original owners of this building were known as the Smith brothers, who made a superstitious attempt to ward off bad business and evil spirits from inside this building by placing gargoyles at the top, and these grotesque faces you can see here all along the side.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, that did not play out so well for the Smith brothers, as the stock market crashed the same year this building was built, in the year 1929, forcing them to sell it for just 10 cents on the dollar at a cost of just $300,000. Not a very good investment for them. Here on my right-hand side, we have the International Center. This building was also home to the San Antonio Public Library from the years 1968 to 1998. And from 1998 to the present day, it's been known as the International Center, as it houses trade offices for the likes of Canada, the United States, and Mexico. I do have to honk my horn right here, just a heads up. You guys see this green light right here on the bridge? Yeah, that means absolutely nothing. So if you look at the other side, there's another green light. And guess what? They never change color. Those lights stay green 24/7. Why they're there, I have no idea. Alright, if y'all look up at this bridge we're about to go underneath, you'll see a chain link fence up there with a bunch of locks on it. This is known as Lovelock Bridge. So what couples do is they get themselves a lock, they go up there, they put it on the fence, and then they throw the keys into the river, which is said to symbolize their love and commitment to each other, which is supposed to last forever. But if any of y'all on board here today aren't too certain about your situation, I would suggest using a combination lock instead.
I know. Otherwise, we'd be trying. Yeah.
Here on my right hand side, we have the Drury Plaza Hotel, which opened in the year 2007. It sits in the old Alamo National Bank building that was built in the early days of the Great Depression in the year 1929. Here on my left hand side, if y'all look up these stairs and through the trees back there, you'll see the oldest standing church building in the state of Texas, the San Fernando Cathedral. It was founded in the year 1731 by a group of 16 families from the Canary Islands. Directly in front of us, that very large tree is known as the Ben Milam tree. It is a bald cypress that stands over 90 feet tall and is over 350 years old. It is known as the Ben Milam tree because in the year 1835, Texas patriot Ben Milam escaped Mexican imprisonment, only to be shot down just a few weeks later, right out of that tree, by a Mexican sniper. Coming up here on my right-hand side, we have the oldest bar here on the Riverwalk, the Esquire Tavern. It opened its doors the day after Prohibition ended in the year 1933 to a fully stocked bar. Rumor has it that before that, it was a barber shop in which men were visiting 7 days a week at night to get their hair cut. Makes sense, huh? Go in for a buzz, come out with a buzz.
There's a lot of bars here. Bueno, that's what I'm saying. A lot of bars here. Oh, they're so pretty.
All right. We are now coming up on our third boat location. This one is just outside of the Aztec Theater, which is here on my right hand side. The Aztec Theater was built in the year 1926 at a cost of $1.75 million. It was originally a silent black and white movie theater. Today it is a performance venue that hosts many different events and concerts throughout the year. Straight ahead, this bridge we're about to go underneath, this is the most popular bridge here on the Riverwalk.